Coach, just talk for a moment about what Marco and Ersan have meant to the team and the rotation and the...
Marco and Ersan?
Correct, yeah, please.
I mean, first word that comes up in simplest word is timely, incredibly timely. You know, to inherit those two guys in the final third of an NBA season and not only, you know, get their skill package, but truly have a role for them that doesn't really disrupt the ecosystem of the current team is rare. And so we get them, we put them in straight away. Their skill package suits our style and complements our two best players in Ben and Joel, and just really timely.
Were you okay with the pace that you guys played at in Game 1, or are you always looking at that area?
I mean, there's pace in full court, and then there's pace in half court. And I think that the pace in half court was poor. I think that the movement, you know, going side to side was a C minus. I think when you play against a good and at times great defensive team like the Celtics are, to think you're going to get stuff done on one side of the floor is poison. It is a very large mistake. And so I liked what we did in early offense, the first, you know, 3-5 seconds of a shot clock. I liked that. I felt it in the game, and in the film reflected that, but I did not like at all what happened when it became a half-court game.
Coach, Jaylen Brown for the Celtics has been kind of up in the air coming into these games. How do you, as an opposing coach, kind of deal with that? Do you have contingency game plans whether he's going to play or not, or do you just kind of ignore it and just kind of do what you do, and regardless of whether he plays or not?
I wouldn't say that you ignore it, because it does impact Marcus, and it does probably impact how they're going to start a game. But I still feel confident, committed to worry more about what we're doing than, you know, make it harder than it is. But we certainly are aware of it. I mean, his performance in the Milwaukee series was incredibly impressive, and so we get it. You know, he's something that is special to this team.
Brett, a lot of firsts with this team, a young team, first time in 01 whole here. You're obviously going to make adjustments as a coach, but do you like the attitude of your guys the last couple of days, how their mind has been after losing Game 1?
I love it. You know, and I liked it coming into it. You know, if you had predicted, if you had told me this was going to be the result, I would have not understood why. And I wish we played yesterday. I feel like, you know, just playing basketball as it led up to that game was missing. And you walked that line. We've talked about it ad nauseum, you know, rest versus rhythm. I think that in the light of day, I give the Celtics complete credit to exposing some things, but that's not us. What you saw the other night isn't the Philadelphia 76ers. That's not how we play defense. And I think that the spirit leading up to that game, the spirit the last few days, I think it's one and the same. You know, I feel like you're going to see a different team tonight. I'd be really surprised if you don't, but I do like their attitude. And I have liked their attitude. They're a great group to coach.
Brett, along those same lines, how much have you seen your team grow from the beginning of the season when maybe it would be harder for this team to bounce back towards the last third of the season and in the playoffs in terms of their ability to bounce back? How have they grown?
I break the season down in chunks, and I did it as we just were trying to get through seasons and hold a locker room together. And so we coached in 10-game sections, and we looked at goals. And we put them into thirds, you know, start of the season to Christmas, Christmas to All-Star break to the run home. When you ask the question about where has this team improved, in the first third of the season, you know, we would get leads, but we couldn't hold on to them. And, you know, leads evaporated quicker. And as time went on, we started to learn how to close games out. There were periods of the season where I thought we came out of halftime poor. You know, there was like a 10 or a 15 game clump where we just got punched quick after halftime. And then there was a stage in the last 20 games, we jumped out of the gate well. Like, we maintained big leads, and then, our bench came in and we had to try to, have them try to hold the fort. But in general, it's trended in a way that shows they can execute and close out games. There has been a defensive tenacity with and without Joel Embiid when we lost Joel at the end of the year. And the needle pointed, as our record indicated. We won 20 out of 22 games, I think it was. And so I saw fantastic things. And I love my coaching staff. I love the team. We were moving in the direction that I had hoped at the end of the year, especially.
Coach, can you speak to the job that especially Aaron Baines did in kind of walling off Ben in transition at the foul line, and how do you guys need to do better in that realm in Game 2 tonight?
I mean, it's a common philosophical defensive practice in the NBA. The verbiage has sort of grown over the years as like a full court shell, that floor spot, and you provide a wall. All those breakaway guards, even LeBron as a runaway train, or John Wall, and now Ben. That's what we do. Like, it's not a secret. It's just some teams do it better, and Aaron Baines does it incredibly well. And to try to move that, it's to the point where I think Brian just asked earlier, did you like the pace of the game? I liked it. I thought we did a pretty good job in early offense, and I thought Ben at times, could have made different decisions when you come down and you're seeing, 3 people in that wall that Baines provides. And so we need to move the wall. You need to play the other side of the floor. And it's just not going to happen if you think you're going to go in there and take care of business on a 0-0 pass or a 1 pass, one side of the floor offense in full court or in half court.